Hello and welcome to February. This is our first community call of 2025. It's a new year. Happy New Year for those, and happy Chinese New Year as well, or Lunar New Year. Our team's been busy away, taking some time off over Chinese or Lunar New Year, but of course we're all back and ready for 2025. So this is our first community call of the year. Thank you very much for joining. It's recorded. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and we're going to run through this pretty quickly. But it's a pleasure talking to you again this year. So first thing, as everyone knows, our Twitter account has been hacked, or our X account has been hacked. Since late Jan, it's been hacked. We've been trying to make contact with X. Unfortunately, since Elon Musk kind of gutted X, it's quite difficult to get support. One of the challenges is that one of the team members that has primary email address to X has been away and been somewhat unreachable. So it's been hard for us to kind of resolve this without access to their email address. But we've now made contact with someone, a human there, and we're working on resolving this. So X account's been hacked, as you're well aware. It was a phishing email. Always got to be careful about that. Unfortunately, it was a bad series of events. But we're trying to get it back into control. So if you see anything on X that seems suspicious, like, for example, the hacker has been promoting some Solana pump fund tokens, they are not us. They are fake. They are a scam. Do not follow any X posts for now, and only trust Telegram announcements or Discord announcements. That's where you'll find real information. Our team is still in full control of those places. So be very careful and what you click on, about what you follow. If it's just been said on X, but it's not been said on Telegram or Discord, it's probably fake. It's not. If it's not announced on our blog, if it's not on our website, it's not real. So be very careful. We're working on getting access back from our X account, but that's a work in progress, unfortunately. It's taking much longer than we ourselves would like it to take as well. The main thing I want to talk about, though, this month and what we've been working on in January and late December is our AI apps framework. Now, we announced this just at the end of the year last year. It's a framework that allows people to build decentralized intelligent apps. And we're working with a bunch of different teams out there to build them for their own websites and their own use cases. Now, on our own, we built these for a reason. We built these because we need them ourselves. We're using them ourselves, and we're using them on both our documentation page. So if you log into our docs, I can quickly show you on our docs. Let me just share my screen. I can go onto the docs and I can ask any questions like, where can I trade SQT? And it will go off and it will retrieve the answer. Now, there's over 300 pages on our documentation. So this is an example of what we call a RAG, where it's able to ingest a large volume of information and give good answers back to the user. I can also ask questions like, how can I index a factory contract? Like more technical, detailed developer questions. And it's able to answer those kind of questions as well. And in some cases, we'll give code examples. So this is a perfect example of an AI app that's used to help support people through really big, complex documents and like knowledge bases. That's a great example of that. Another one that we have is, for example, it's also in our network app. Now, if you've used a network app recently, it's how you interact with the network. If you're delegating, like many of the thousands of delegators, you might have various questions. So in this example here, I'm asking a question, what is my APY last error? And it is able to retrieve real world data and answer these questions for me. But one thing I've been finding a little more interesting is I can click on buttons like this. So from the delegation page, I can ask it to advise me on how best I can delegate my SQT. And if I ask a question like that, it will actually go off and get me the answer. So I've asked that question, I've clicked on one of these shortcuts in the UI, and they're all over the place. And it will answer me, okay, I'm currently delegating to these node operators. My current APY is 19%, but I could consider switching to a few other operators to increase my APY. So you can ask it questions or complex questions around how you might want to improve things, how you might want to improve your APY, for example. So that's another example of things we're using the SubQuery AI apps. It's been quite popular. We've had hundreds of people ask questions to the AI app that we run, and we're in the process of working with other teams out there to get this in place for their own websites and their own documentation, as well as improve it for ours. So AI apps are a great new product that we've been working on and building. Another thing, we're almost hitting 280 supported networks. I was trying to add one this morning, but we didn't have quite enough information. But we're now at 280 supported networks. It's a big milestone for us. We'll be adding more soon. If you want to add any more networks, then scan the QR code and you can submit a request for a new network. But another thing is we've been adding some networks in the last month. We've added support for Core Network, for Sonium, which is a new Sony blockchain or blockchain run with Sony and Astar. BitGert and Pulse Chain are some key notable additions to our network support this last month. We've also added support for StarkNet. StarkNet is a big new layer one of our new layer ones that we add support for. And we've added a bunch of new StarkNet indexing support. So for example, we support in StarkNet indexing. They have transactions, they have events, and I think they have logs as well. Let me just remind myself how StarkNet support for StarkNet. But it's a full support already. We've got teams working on adding support now, and you can index everything from StarkNet. It's actually very similar to our Ethereum indexer, so it made it very easy to jump across. But there's a bunch of new teams building on StarkNet. We got given a grant by the StarkNet team that they recognize how important indexing was and how valuable it would be to their ecosystem. And they delivered us a grant to help us add indexing support very quickly. So if you're building on StarkNet, now you can start using SubQuery to index data from StarkNet. We've also got ZenChain, and this is a quote they had. SubQuery provides unmatched flexibility of enabling seamless support for different blockchain runtimes and virtual machines. And another quote from the team at Truffin, SubQuery stands out for its seamless multi-chain support, crystal clear documentation, is very proud of that, and great customer service. It feels like true partnership. We're very happy to be working with the team at Truffin and Jeremy there. We've also hit a milestone of 50 errors on our decentralized network. A big jump, 50 errors, 50 weeks. It's almost a year now. Coming up late February will be a year of our decentralized network running. And of course, the total delegated SQT is well over 100 million SQT, with 131 million staked as well. So another big group improvement. And of course, the estimated median APY for delegators remains quite high at 17%. And we had it spike last year for node operators. And I think that was because a few node operators just claimed a large amount of previous historical rewards. So we're still seeing it hover around the 70% mark for node operators. That is a reminder, if you want to become a node operator and get 70% APY, you can still choose to join. In terms of member of the month, we're happy to support Jura. I guess you're all from Game of Thrones, but you have been a great addition to our community this month. You've been making a lot of activity, and you've been engaging a lot, and we really see that. So thank you very much. Message us, reach out to us, and enjoy your $100 SQT bonus for being a member of the month this January. We've also been adding some education articles around misconceptions about SubQuery. We added a lot of articles around interview wrap-ups as well. So check out our blog for new things and new articles that we've been adding on there to catch up with all things new SubQuery. And then finally, Happy New Year or Happy Lunar New Year, whether you're in Vietnam or China or many other places in Asia that celebrate that, or if you're overseas. There's a big Lunar New Year, the year of the wood snake this year. And finally, we've got very busy time this month, Feb. We'll be very busy. The team is doing an offsite. We're working together to meet together in China. we're going to be together working on the plan for the new year, working on the roadmap, working on how we're going to improve and increase SubQuery. But the main thing is we are turning out in force at Consensus Hong Kong. So if you're going to be at Consensus Hong Kong, look out. There's a few of us. There's 6 of us going to be there in person. And you'll spot us wearing our SubQuery t-shirts around the events center in Hong Kong. And I think we'll also be speaking or hosting a panel at some side events, specifically the I think it's the Hack Fest Hong Kong, will be there that you can meet in person as well. If you're watching this for Zeli code words, the code word is let's keep building, all in one word. It's not case sensitive, so feel free to enter that into Zeli. We've been having a great break this January, but we're coming back into February and into this new year, ready to start building faster, ready to start scaling. And that also includes a bunch of work we're going to be doing in the marketing space. We've been doing a lot of optimizations for our SEO on our website to target more and more developers out there around the community. And we've been finalizing some strategies around marketing, especially in terms of KOLs, to get the name of SubQuery out there, especially in time for Consensus Hong Kong. We've got a lot of new features that we're working on, new products that we've been working on in the background, and we hope to have those announced very shortly. We think they're going to build a lot of interest in SubQuery. There are going to be some cool new features in AI that we've been working on some partners with, and we can't wait to share those with you. This month we've been working on building. Next month is a month that we get to spend improving and advertising these things. So next month should be huge for SubQuery. Looking forward to it. And as always, if you have any questions or any concerns, make sure you join our Discord, message us on Twitter, or read our blog. Reach out to us there. We're more than happy to answer any questions, and we'll be there all the time. So thank you very much for joining wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. And I'll talk to you on Discord. I'll talk to you on Twitter. Or not Twitter right now, but on Telegram. Looking forward to reaching out and engaging with you there. Thanks, everyone, for joining, and have a good 2025.